we go. We got a little background noise, so I'm going to have to talk louder than normal. We got some neighbors getting some tree work done down the road, and they're pretty loud. Here's my plan. The chimney's on the other side of the house. And you wonder why the Jeep is here? Well, this is where it's going to get a little cray-cray. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to run the winch. It's a nylon rope. We're going to run the winch up and over the peak of the roof of the house, down the other side toward the chimney, where I am going to, from my old military days, I did a lot of rappelling. I'm going to use this rope to tie a Swiss seat, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Once I get that tied, I'm able to put a snap link through it, and that gives me a hook point. You can also hook it in the back. This will hook right into it. So this will just hold me and keep me from falling. I'm not looking to rappel or anything, I'm just looking to be tied into something solid. So that's the idea. I've got one of these on another rope here. Another piece of rope that's longer. I was going to use that rope to fish the line over. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reel this out, go up the ladder, walk across the porch, and try to throw the rope over the peak and maybe hook in right there, and then just walk across the roof after I'm hooked in. I think that'll be a better plan. Plus, I don't think my rope there is long enough to go from the ground on the other side all the way over and back down this side in order to hook it right here and then just pull it. I don't think that rope's long enough. But the winch is plenty long. I've had this winch out pretty far, and I'm sure it'll go up and over and be plenty long. So first order of business is we need to tie a Swiss seat. And people ask, what is a Swiss seat?
I thought the first order of business was to start praying.
Well, we can do that.
Am I the only one here who's worried about this plan?
My only concern is when I'm on the roof, can I even reach the top of the chimney? It's hard from the ground to tell. The chimney's kind of high. I can paint most of it. I don't know that I can paint all of it. So if I have to put a brush on a stick and kind of go like that, that's what we'll do, and swish it around until it's covered. But that's like plan B, plan C.
And are you doing the peaks on that side too?
I could. We'll see.
Or is there another plan for that?
Well, it would be the same thing. What you would have to do is, this is an electric winch. It's got an in and out switch. I would yell to you, or we'd get on the phones, and I'd have you reel me in as I walk up the roof to take up the slack, and then I could get over on the peak. But we got to be careful right here. And see, we have power coming in right here. We want to stay away from that. So I'd probably, to paint on this peak, we'd have to re-angle the Jeep. So we don't want to go anywhere near this. It is a nylon rope and it should be non-conductive, but I'm not getting near any power line like that.
I can see why the previous homeowner didn't paint it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sketch, but you know, we got to get it painted, or else we're going to be replacing the wood if we don't.
And unfortunately, none of the people called back that were supposed to do this job.
Of course not. You know, I thought that was just Florida does that, where people flake out.
Nope, you're finding out it's not just Florida.
It's a contractor right across the road. He's still doing work, and he sees us painting, but he's flaked out on me, so I'm going to do it myself. So what you do on a Swiss seat, and there are various videos that show you how to do this, but I'm just going to kind of run through it. You take a 10 to 12 foot piece of rope. I just cut off a piece from that rope. That's probably why it's not quite long enough. You fuse the ends with a lighter, just so you don't have it fraying on you. So you put the two ends together just to find the middle of the rope. Once you find the middle of the rope, you hold it and you place that on the left side. You bring that rope around to the front. And what you'll do is you'll go twice around. You can go either way, it doesn't matter. until you get that. Okay, you bring that up tight and suck in a little bit, because the tighter it is, you may think it's uncomfortable, but you don't want slack in your Swiss seat, because that'll be very uncomfortable. You want it to hold you good and firm. So suck it in your gut a little, the best you can, and make that pretty tight. Then what you do, you take the two ends, make sure you got your, you men, make sure you got your package in the right place. You'll bring your rope to the right and left side of your manhood there, being careful not to pinch anything. And then in the back, you bring the ropes up in on the inside like so. Do that on both sides. Give that a little tug. Now, you're going to run a half hitch from the inside out. You can do both sides at the same time. Just like that. Then you come around here and you go to your left side. You tie a square knot. Right over left, left over right. You keep that on your side because you're going to be doing all your hooking here. Then you tie 2 half hitches just around both ropes. And these half hitches are just to keep the square knot from coming undone. There's one side. Do the same thing with this other one. I've got it pretty tight, but that's what you want. It's not really uncomfortable if you do it right. The 2 half hitches keep the square knot tight. That's really what holds the whole rope together. And then you take these and you stick them in your pocket. Keep them out of the way. Okay? Now, you grab this. This ain't exactly the right carabiner for this, but it's solid. It'll work. Usually it's like a D-ring looking carabiner, but this will work. And you put it around both, not just the top, because you don't want this. Make sure you go around the whole enchilada. Inside, out, so your snap link is on top. Now, a lot of rope climbers, they'll put a figure 8 on here, and that's just for hooking up to a rope fast, because you can put the loop through, grab it, put it over like that, and you're on, and then you just click it. But we're doing it old school. So then when you put the rope through here, I'll just demonstrate. We're just going to hook it right, hook to hook. But when you're rappelling, it goes down, up and around, down. And if you want to slow it down even more, then you can go up and around again and do 3. But the idea is, this is your rappelling and this is your brake hand, and you brake back here. But we're not using it in that manner. So we're just going to give a place to hook the winch when we get it up on the other side. But now the trick is getting the winch up and over the other side. So let me work on that and we'll be right back at you.
So Brett's going up over here with his stuff. You see we got this rope leaned over. And I am gonna walk over to the other side with the paint bucket. It's going to be really hard to hear communication-wise with all this noise going on in the neighborhood today. Just another thing to worry about. Let's see what he's got going on over here. Set this paint bucket down for when I have to transfer that up there. How's it looking?
I gotta get myself organized here.
You need a tool belt?
Kinda.
Whew, and that sun is bright.
This is what I'm going to use to pull the paint bucket up. It got all tangled up again. Hold on.
Trying to find a good place to even stand over here.
Pieces on here I don't need.
Oh my goodness. That's what we're trying to accomplish, is painting both sides of the chimney here. My goodness. Getting worried, y'all. Just hooking in.
A little scary to step out there, but once you do, you're fine.
You think I'm going to need to reel it in some?
I think you'll have to reel it in about 5 feet.
So when should I head over there?
Once I get onto that V, then I can take slack off of this and I can loop it over. So if you can go over there and reel it in about 3 to 5 feet, we'll start there. Because right now, if I put weight on this, I'm going to end up down there by the gutter.
Yep. All right. Okay, now we are running back to see if that was good. How's it look?
Good.
Okay. So I said the extra noise in the neighborhood today adds challenge.
So the roof is very slippery. Without this, you're not going to stay on this roof. I want to get my hammer off of here. I got a nail that's sticking out and it's right in my foot.
Good thing to have a hammer.
Remind me to grab that before I come down.
Is that you guys' job or mine? Oh, dear God, please keep Brett safe. In Jesus' name. All right, now I'm gonna shut the camera off because we're gonna hook up the paint can and we'll check back in.
The brush might fall off. You might have to.
Okay, we got the paint going up. That was a success.
I'll keep the rope on there.
Okay. So we'll let Brett get that painted and then we'll show you how good it looks when he's done. All right, just checking in. Brett has finished 2/3 of it. He's much braver than I am.
It's my left hand too, so I'm not very good with my left hand on this.
And it's very slippery. So I've just been praying like crazy. Just wanted to show you this is no easy task. And hopefully next time this needs to be painted, somebody returns some phone calls. It's looking like he's just about done now.
What's that looking like?
It's looking good. Think you got it all there. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's hard to see sometimes with the sun in your eyes, but looks good from here. And I bet he's glad to hear that, because it took him longer than he thought.
It took a lot longer than I thought, and it's also hot.
It's hot, and that's some thirsty wood up there. So now it's time to put it in reverse.
We'll hand you the paint.
All right, shutting the camera off. Don't forget your hammer up there.
I will. I got to hammer the other side. All right, well, I'm glad the chimney part of this paint job is done. I felt I had a good plan, but when you get up there and you have to go back to trusting your equipment where you have to actually lean out, you're just looking at your buckle, making sure, you know, nothing slipped. You know, you're just checking and double checking visually and mentally everything that's going on here. But I was a little sloppy with the paint. I got paint on everything, I hope, and the chimney.
You are now the bluest member of the Blue Man group.
I felt like I was, you know, wasting a lot of paint on myself and less on the chimney. But
no, you got it good, and I'm
a mess.
thankful to God for keeping you safe and getting that done. And now the rest is ladder work, and we'll worry about that peak whenever.
The other ladder might reach that peak.
We'll see. It's pretty high.
Yeah, it is. We'll take a look at that, but not today.
No.
Another thing that's you don't get from the video really is it's not really hot out here today. It's kind of nice, got a breeze, mid-80s maybe. But when you get on that sheet metal and this side of the roof is blocking the breeze blowing this way, it gets really hot.
Yeah, well, it got hot down here on the ground, so I imagine it got even warmer up there.
I would gather to say it probably touched 100 degrees bouncing off that sheet metal like it was.
Yuck.
So I was trying to hurry up and paint. So usually when you're painting, you're paying a lot of attention and not throwing paint all over yourself. But when you're up there, you're just trying to get paint on the chimney. You don't care where else it goes in the meantime. You're just trying to get it done and get out.
Well,
So,
thank you for doing a good job and keeping safe.
yeah, and those guys over there, you're fired.